For this backset self-check, we have the following method here. And for each array below, we want to indicate what value is to be returned if the method were called and passed that array as a parameter. So we're starting out with 5 here. And starting with 5, we know that the length is 1. If we look at our method, it's asking us for our length, and then we're going to look at the specific index. We are going to want to return this x, and we can manipulate this x inside of this if statement if our y, which we declare and kind of manipulate right here, is greater than our x. So we know that list at index 1, which is where we start at, I is equal to 1. We start that there. We're running it as long as it's less than the length of our list. So starting at index 1, we have, well, it's not really anything right here, right? Because index 1, well, I mean, there's nothing, right? As a matter of fact, the list length is 1. So really the first part that we're looking at is I is equal to 1. I is not less than our list.length, because our list.length is 1, right? This list length is equal to 1. And since 1 is not less than 1, well, we're not even going to be inside this for loop. So for this first one, it's just going to be 0. We're returning x is equal to 0. Now this next one, we have a length of 2. So we are going to be inside of this for one time, because 1 is less than 2. And for this one, we get the I at index 1. Index 1 is 12. We'll have 12 minus index 0, which is 3. That is going to give us 9. 12 minus 3 is 9. We can see that now our y is greater than our x, so x is equal to y, which is 9. And then we're going to want to return x, which is 9. And then for this next one, all we're going to do is we're going to list 0, so index 0 is always going to be 4, and we're just going to compare these values. So index 1 is 2, 2 minus 4, well, we'll get a negative number, which is less than 0, so we're not going to do anything. Then we have 10 minus 4, 10 minus 4 is 6, it is greater than 0, so we are going to set x equal to 6. And next, we have 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. Now, remember, x is now 6. 6 is greater than 4, not y is greater than 4. Y is currently less than our x. So we're not going to change anything, and we're just going to have 6. And if you actually look at these, you're going to notice that the answer is going to be the difference between the first index and the highest number here. So for this one, it's going to be 9 minus 1, which is going to give us 8. And then this last one is just going to be 10, which is the highest, which would be right here, 10 minus 8, and that's going to give us 2. And the reason for this is because we are essentially in here changing this to where if we have a higher value, that is going to be our output. So that is how you would do this problem. That's how we would solve for it. Pressing submit, we pass all out of all of our tests. So that's how we would do the self-checked exercise.